earth begins to move as hundreds of killer frogs burst from the depths. They are hungry and ready to feed.
Hello and welcome to SOVL Frog Edition. SOVL is a turn-based strategy game that pitches two fantastical style armies against one another. So imagine your traditional medieval and Renaissance style forces. You get swords and shield fellas in the middle, archers and handgunners in the back, and cavalry on the flanks, things like that. But it's also supplemented by mythical elements, so there's wizards with their magic and monsters running around. As you've seen from the title and thumbnail, we're playing on the new version of SOVL, recently got an update, so 0.94. Comes with a bunch of balance changes, but most importantly, it comes with new characters for us to play. So we're going to go ahead and play with one of the new ones now. The one closest to my heart, the Reptilian Kingdoms. I am a Lizardman player from back in Warhammer Fantasy Battles, for anyone who's familiar. Particularly, we've been blessed with the Ancient Toad, magical super frogs. That's very much your slan, for anyone who's aware. So if you're not familiar with SOVL, it's relatively straightforward. If you've played Warhammer Fantasy Battles, it's the same kind of rank and flank blocks of infantry, kind of positioning around and charging things in the rear and back and trying to get positional edges on your enemy. If you haven't seen it before, I'll explain the kind of base mechanics very quickly in the beginning, but you'll pick it up as we go along. It's relatively straightforward. Playing on the max difficulty because that's where a lot of the fun is, and that's how we're going to be running it. Okay, so we get our starting unit choices. Now, I believe that the Toad, it probably comes with a unit of Temple Guard, so that'll be like Saurus, your standard infantry. So go for a bit of variety. Some Newt Braves would be good, so we have some light infantry. And then we have a choice here. I think I've used the Riders and both variants of Riders before, so let's go with the Bruisers. There we go. Heavy, light, and super heavy infantry. Yeah, there's a nice myriad there. Here's our campaign map. So, of course, we'll be moving from left to right as we go through these stopping points, taking battles, generating golden experience, spending them in shops to buy new units and upgrade the ones we have. Occasionally we run into random events, which could be one of any number of things. We'll kind of look at a couple and see what they do. Elite battles, which are harder fights for more gold, more reward, more challenge. And then campsites, if you're getting bashed around quite badly and you need to heal. Otherwise, so we'll pick a route now. I guess it doesn't really matter initially. We probably want to avoid coming down here because there are simply too many rests. We don't need that many campsites. So up here would be good. We get some fights, we get some random events. Yeah, and then we can pick between either, probably come down if we want the extra event or more battles, so that seems like a good bit of variation. Here's our army, so our resplendent, magnificent Toad here. You can name your characters, I'm going to go ahead and do it now. Yeah, that's Mazdamundi, so obviously anyone who's familiar with Warhammer will know where that comes from. He's the oldest of the living clan. I'm not going to call him Croak, because he's not mummified, so it doesn't make sense. Light infantry in our cold-blooded ambushers, and super heavy infantry and ocelot beasts here. So it's all melee, but that's fine. We can supplement it with the real emphasis of the run, the Toad. So he's a magical frog. He comes with a spell to start with, which is reroll failed save, so you can make your units more durable. Then unlike anyone else, he has ancient knowledge. So use all of your spells and then restore all uses of those spells, so double up your usage. So I think that's 4 in total. Kind of show it off in the first battle. Against goblins. Good. Bit of warm-up, squashing a few tiny goblins. We roll a dice each. Whoever gets the higher number goes first, so they're going first. Means they get to move a unit before I do. Deployment, put your dudes in the zone. If you hold shift and spin, you can turn them around to change facing, but we're not that fussed right now. I'll put the Braves on the flank, you in the middle, and then you kind of down the side. There'll be a unit of pesky archers somewhere volleying us over and over again. Not anything we can do about that immediately, so just have to make do with walking forward. Yeah, short bows there. Now, if we're a bit clever, what I think we can assume they'll do is they'll probably come forward and try shooting me. So if they come around this way, they're going to shoot into my poor bruisers. So you can kind of see that shows. So this is our charge radius and their charge radius by holding the X key and the C key. If you're in the blue zone, so if they're in our blue zones, we can charge them. If we're in theirs, they can charge us. You can kind of use that to orient how you want to be positioning. If you hold the shift key and do X and C, you can see the kind of max range of your ranged potential units. So units of goblin short bows here, all equipped with their little bows and arrows, can shoot this far. So that's long distance in this half, and that's short distance in that half. Obviously they can't see us now because it's behind terrain, but they're going to move in a second. Counteracting that then, it might be worth using Radiant Shield on my bruisers, giving them reroll saves, and then I can shove the bruisers up there to tank their damage. You then are going to come this way. Don't want you getting shot by those unnecessarily. I want them to focus on these. Good. And now I think I'll wait. I'll let them come forward towards me first. I don't think I can quite reach that unit of goblins in their flank, which is a bit of a shame. Not. Oh, it's going to be close. I think I can just about touch them. It's worth a go. See if we can rush up there. They do indeed come forward. They shoot us. Right, there's 12 goblins. They get 12 shots. They get roll their 12 dice. Have to roll to hit first, which is just a function of the number 7 minus their skill. So 7 minus 3 is 4 plus to hit, or any rolls of 4, 5, or 6 succeed. You may be scratching your head because there's a 4 there that clearly didn't succeed. They're suffering a -1 to hit penalty from ranged. So they're in, if you're beyond half your maximum distance here, so outlined by that green line there, you incur hit penalties. Obviously, it's harder to hit things that are further away. So 6, 5, 6, 6, we took 4 hits. And of course, we get our save now. We're defense 5. The attack of the enemy is power 3. If it's a weapon, then you can see the power by hovering the actual weapon here. So when defense is superior to power, such as it is here, you have a 3-up save, or a result of 3, 4, 5, or 6 on a roll of a dice will count as a success. So you've got good odds of saving yourself because obviously defense is superior to power. We get to re-roll though, because we have the Radiant Shield, courtesy of Mazda Mundi. So if we roll any 1s or 2s, they'll be rolled again in an attempt to convert them into 3s, 4, 5s, or 6s, so it makes you more durable. We take a wound, which stays on a 2, unfortunately, so Radiant Shield didn't help us too much there. Oh well. Now, because they came forward, however, we can very easily reach them and immediately smack into them and kill the archers. So we're going to pin their archers down. Bruisers should have no problem crushing them in the fight. And here I can immediately charge in here. The one downside is that you can only use Radiant Shield on 1 unit per turn. And I'd like to use it on these just to make sure I don't lose a bruiser. Yeah, they're power 3, so they can hurt us. So I'm going to hold off. They're going to turn. It's going to be a bit of a nuisance. But if I kill this unit on the flank and crush them, I'll then be able to round on these 2 and eventually catch them. So I'm just going to be patient and hold off for a turn. They're going to come towards us, that's fine. I'm just going to back off for now until we get something better later. I know I gave up the flank for free there, but I think it's worth stalling. Forward these come. Okay, we'll do this now. We'll Radiant Shield you again. If you're lucky, do you think maybe we could squeeze our way into the side here? No, sadly. Difficult terrain does a number of things, such as vision obscuring, but it also halves your movement as you try and walk through it. So it's doing a very good job of cutting our movement so that I can't pull this off. Also, I can't see them to charge. You have to be able to draw a line of sight to charge in the woods. You can see into the woods, but not beyond them. So you can see my zone there stops and I can't actually catch them. Do you think if I wiggle... I could try this. If I wiggle just a bit, I can see through a corner of the woods and hit them that way. The problem is I'm now in the majority of the front arc, so we're going to go into their front, which is basically a waste of time. Nah, I'm not bothered really. I'm just going to back off. I think we're out there. This. Yeah. Time for a bit of melee combat. So it's not just 1 shot per guys now. When you want to know how many attacks you get in melee, you can actually look at the stat line. So here's all your crucial stats for a unit. We have 3 attacks each, and there's 3 bruises, so 9 in total. And then we have equal skill to the enemy. So unlike shooting when you're fighting in close quarters, you compare the skill of the 2 combatants to determine the hit roll. So when skill is equal like this, 3 versus 3, you need to 4 plus to hit. So 4, 5, or 6 hit, you have an exactly 50-50 chance of hitting, which is fair, isn't it? You have equal skill, you have an equal chance of landing blows. We get 6 hits, which is great. We're power 6. I'm going to let this roll for a second. So we're power 6, the enemy's only defense 2. We're base power of 5 with the great weapon, and then you get 1 extra for charging. So whenever your power is greater than the enemy, they can only save on 5+. When your power is 3 or more greater than the enemy defense, so you're comparing power and defense, they're reduced again. They can only save on a 6+. Only the roll of a 6 will help them. It represents power being overwhelmingly superior to the defense of the target. They've got slim to none odds of saving hits. So the 6 hits go through, they rolled 1/6. 5 short bows get instantly squashed. They get their 12 attacks back. There's no initiative, all the fights happen at the same time, so there's 5 guys still get to swing. They rolled 7 of 12 hits, so they get 7 hits. And again, we'll compare power to defense. They're power 3, I'm defense 5. I have a 3-up save. because defense is superior to power, and then they get to reroll because of Radiant Shield. Take 1 wound, which is no damage at all. If they lost, when a unit loses, they have to roll a break test. So they've seen their friends cut down in combat. Now I have to roll to see if they run away. They do. You have to roll lower than the value specified, and you can't roll lower than a 1. So that's lost. I'm going to charge into them again because, well, they're pretty low in morale. They may just run away on their own. I'll give them a chance to run away, see if I can stall. They have to, in order to return to combat, they have to roll a rallying test, and I'm not convinced a unit of goblin shortbows is going to succeed, so I'll just wait a bit. So we're going to inch around again. I'd love to eventually slip through here and catch that one on the side, but that wood is just stopping me over and over again. Eventually I'll be able to do it. I'm going to use this now. Ancient Knowledge. So we have no cast left to Radiant Shield. Magic Frog says no. There you go, we have all our spells back. They roll double 1, the best possible result on rally. That's insane bravery short bows. Fine, we left these here because in case they do rally, we can just immediately cut them down again. So obviously we can charge them in the back, no obstruction. Or they inch, just scooch away a touch. Eventually I'll be pinned into a corner here, but I've got a bit of time. I think I might be eventually getting into a position now where the woods are far enough away that I might be able to slip through. We're getting close. Not quite this turn, but if I position well... I'll tell you what I can do to make this easier. Next turn I'll do this. I'll move away and then turn around so I'm facing the correct direction. Like so. There, that should do. I'm out of their charge radiuses, so they can't bother us. I don't need to use Radiant Shield this turn because enemies can't fight backwards. One of the big benefits to hitting a unit in the rear that they can't engage you. You've hopelessly outflanked them. Here we go again. Our 9 attacks. 3 hits, not great. Squashing 3 more, but they took 3 casualties and they were flanked, so they lose by 4. 5, they don't, and they get 1 rank, so they have to roll a double 1 again. They were brave short bows, but not that brave. Okay, with that flank cleaned up, we can now rush these bruisers over to help. Okay, and there's obviously given us exactly what we wanted here. We're just going to ignore you and go for the other unit. In fact, we're lucky. Do you think we can get to the back arc? Yes, we can. We can engage these in the back. So there, we can ignore their charge radius. So I'm going to do this. Obviously, I'm going to get caught here. I'm still within the blue zone. But if you charge an enemy unit in the back or side, it pins them in place. I'll show you. So the enemy can see us. They've declared a charge, which would be terrible. We'd usually have to run away from that. But if you hit an enemy unit in the flanks or the rear, it counts as an intercept charge, meaning their attempts to charge are cancelled. You cannot perform a charge when intercepted. Get a Maz. They're coming towards us here. I guess I can just ignore them for a bit. Again, we'll rush the bruisers down. They're going to get pinned and killed by those. So just in case this goblin mob unit valiantly holds on, I'm going to move these around here and rear charge them later. Again, I have 2 uses of Radiant Shield. I don't need it. They can't fight me. So we'll just send our warriors in. So the Toad, not amazing in combat. 2 attacks, power 3. Fairly tough for taking hits, but then it's not really what Maz is here for. So 2 attacks, hit once. And he probably sits on a goblin and kills it. The unit is going to be more potent. Yeah, not quite as strong as the bruisers, but still pretty good. Enough to easily overwhelm a piddly little goblin mob. I could just recharge them again with the Braves. I think I will. I might as well just kill them while I have the chance. We're only power 2, which is a bit of a shame. We'll go up to power 3, but I'll leave them there actually for a turn, because maybe they don't rally. I needn't bother. Coming that way. Well, you're an easy target for a flank here, I believe. Yep, so we got to their side arc and they can't see us to counter. They failed to rally, so we'll just ignore them. Want to come around this way. They'll see us, but it doesn't matter because we can just intercept them twice. Intercept here. I think I'm safest just sending the bruisers in. I can, of course, only Radiant Shield 1 target, so I'll do it on the bruisers. If I charge those in, flanking unit means they get a couple attacks, but only the ones on the side. So they'll get 3 here and 3 here. The bruisers will basically be fine. And you'll be... Yeah, I'm not going to risk losing any Braves unnecessarily. This is a win anyway. Hungry Crocodiles going in. Magically protect them again. And in case they hold on, you'll be here to charge them in the back. If they hold on, they'll turn and face, so it becomes a rear charge. 6 hits, pretty good. And then 6s, yeah, overwhelmingly strong. They get 1 hit back. Doing no damage because of the Radiant Shield. Flawless victory. The 1 wound we took on the bruisers will disappear unless you lose a whole model. It counts as 0 damage. End of the battle, you get a point of experience for everyone, a flat sum of gold. If you took a damage, you get a little bit of passive regeneration, but we don't get any. And then you're given a choice between either healing or extra gold. The ones at max HP will obviously just take the gold out of hand, and then the warrior unit starts undersized. I could increase it a bit, make it more potent. I think honestly for the initial battles we're perfectly fine just to take the extra cash. Exactly where we were. And some undead. So of course I won't reiterate the kind of base mechanics again, it's all well covered now, but you now got the gist. There'll be a unit of fast, irritating dogs on the side that we want to contend with, so I might put my bruisers like here-ish to see if I can flank them and get rid of them that way. There they are, so they're going to come forward and maybe I can catch them, we'll see. Annoyingly I'm going first, I'd rather they be going first this time. I'll rush the warriors out the side. Okay, well they flubbered it and went with the wrong unit on the first occasion, so come forward. I should be able to get into their side without being seen. There you go, piece of cake. I can see them, they can't see me, and those slow zombies aren't going to get here to bother me, so gotcha. With this unit pinned in place effectively, we can rush forward unconcerned by their charge arc. And we knew they're not going to catch us, they're too slow. Go and get rid of them. Now zombies are pretty pathetic, they're power 2, so against my defense 5 units, which is everyone except the Braves, we benefit from a 2+ save. So in the same way where if power exceeds the defense of the target by enough, you'll disregard their... You kind of crush their save down to 6+. If defense is that superior to power by 3 or more, it goes the other way, you get a 2-up save or only fail on a 1, so they can really struggle to hurt us. Do I want to use Radiant Shield here? They only get 2 attacks, I can't possibly lose one of these. I think I'll hold on to it for when I get stuck brawling in combat with these zombies. Yeah, like this is going to happen, which I kind of saw coming. They'll be dead, but then they'll recharge my bruisers. Can't quite get over there with you yet, so I'll probably have to flee with those to prevent them being recharged. Yeah, I can't get to the side either. Although if I'm lucky, maybe I can trick them into charging the Braves instead, who would have an easier time running away. So if I go right there and have them charge me, I'm faster, so I should be able to escape. You've got to be a bit careful, you need enough movement to escape their radius, but I think they're good there. 3 hits, 3 dead dogs, nothing in return, and that should cause them to run away. Okay, they're going to charge me, that's annoying. I can't intercept, so I just have to flee with this unit. Don't want to get recharged, and then we'll put this into the back of those. Now because they charge, they can't move, so they're stuck here. So I rally my bruisers, and then I'll start... Obviously they can charge me again, so all I have to do is I'll have to rear-engage them with the Braves here. Over here, I could in theory take a bit of chip damage. I've got 4 uses of Radiant Shield, so let's just use it whenever it's helpful. We now have a 2-up save, re-rolling 1s, which I believe is like a 97% chance of success. So Maz gets a hit, does not get a zombie, and then the unit... Good hits, and then, yeah, good damage. They get 1 hit back. Take no damage anyway. Now, unlike other units, undead units will never run away. They don't take morale checks. If they lose a fight, they just lose 1 to 3 extra guys. Pin you in place. Okay, and then you turn to help with this next turn. You may as well do this again. 2 hits for Maz. Hey, he gets 2 zombies. Impressive. I do take 1. Even I rolled a double 1. Shame. And then here, the Braves cut down a couple of zombies. They can't fight backwards, but of course, they'll still be there. Should probably have saved the use of Radiant Shield for this now, because it's going to hurt. Charge them in the back and kill them. This is the one downside to the Ancient Toad. I can't do more than one of these a turn, so I can use Ancient Knowledge and get all my casts back. But now I can't use it turn. I need help with Braves. We'll easily finish off the 2 zombies. I'm lying, I only got 1, but then Crumble will deal with the last one. Let's see how much damage I take here. So 10 attacks. Yeah, good hits. Oh, they do no damage at all. Oops. And then oh, they're only power 2, so even my piddly defense 3 units here can tank damage effectively. The bruisers have no such problem. So there's still 2 zombies left, but the enemy are routing this turn, so they've taken so much damage that they're just going to concede and say the battle's over. You can get undead to surrender, it seems. We have enough experience on some of our guys to start leveling, so the Newt Braves have leveled, and then when you level you get your extra options here. So the Reptilian Kingdoms have the unique aspect path, so Discipline's a bit pants, where it only comes up if you're losing fights and having to roll tests, so not interested. Raptor aspect unit gains lethal attacks, they do double wounds, or Jaguar aspect, get an extra movement speed and ignore terrain. That's very cool. From a versatility standpoint, that's kind of nice, but I'd like the damage output for now. We can just be, because there's an upgrade I can buy for Braves that is really potent. When comboed with this, it will make them truly useful. So we're going to go Raptor aspect. And then the Bruisers can have an extra Bruiser, an extra gold every time I press the button, or also have Raptor aspect. So any wounds I do to larger targets with multiple wounds take 2 instead of 1. Do you want? I could, if I put the extra Bruiser on, I get 12 attacks and I have a bit more durability. That's kind of cool. Or do you want to make them smaller but more output damage for now? Interesting choice. I think I would prefer the extra Bruiser. Good. I'm immediately going to get it. So there, max size already. You take the gold. And the warrior unit here, again, it's a bit small, but I think we're potent enough to get through the early battles without too much help. So let's just take a bit of extra cash. Okay, before the shop we have a random event to see what's going on. Magical artifact. So you found an artifact. So Sword of Ruin. You get an extra power, and you get to once per battle cast a fireball spell. How does that synergize with our knowledge? Do you think? Do we get multiple uses? Ordinarily, in any other circumstance, I would out of hand just take the 150 gold because it's insane. But because this is a magical toad run, I think putting as many spells as possible on our mage would actually be kind of fitting. So obviously you only get 1 use instead of 2 like normal, but then I can use my knowledge to throw multiple around. So yeah, let's it's a terrible choice, but let's use it. There you go. We've learned how fireball works. Kind of undercuts me for the buy here. I'm not going to have a lot of gold. I could buy a Triceratops, which is cool. I could buy Fiery Blade, so unit gets +1 power on ranged or close combat attacks for more hitting potency. I think I'll forego any units. I'm going to have to go with upgrades because there's a bunch of crucial ones that I would like to be more effective. 290. I buy that. Oh, it's going to be really painful. 150 gold would have made a massive difference here. Oh, well, we made it hard for ourselves. I'm going to buy that and that for you two. I'm going to buy the movement and the mist for the warriors. I'm going to buy Fiery Blades for Mazdamundi. He's got 3 spells now. Do you want to buy any of these just to get them out of the pool so they stop bothering me? I mean, I've got the gold to spare. Yeah, I'll buy the cheap one. So this is obviously rubbish, but then it means it's out of the way, so when I want to buy things later, I can do more useful stuff. Okay, we're staying with our 3 units, it seems. They are more elite than they used to be, though. They stack up the spells as fast as possible. And they crucially have their javelins, so they can throw around and start killing things with range damage. Orc Raiders. We have to play very carefully here. You usually have 4 units by now. They're going first. I'll just stick you... Well, there'll be something running at us on the flank, you would presume. Putting the bruisers in the middle is usually an okay idea, because they can smash through most things. You kind of there. Right. We have Boar Riders, Brutes, Warriors, and Orcs. I'm going to pass. They have so many more units than us, I can hand them initiative and force them to move before I do anything. These are kind of slow, so I'm going to move up here and just stall. I'd rather fireball those if I wanted to fireball anything, so come this way. There's our mini spells now. So 2 Radiant Shields, 3 uses of Fiery Blades, and 1 Fireball. Just gonna come around here. Chuck a Fireball. Ooh. So you roll a dice, you get that number of hits. We get 6 hits, and we instantly burn 2 brutes to death. Okay, we've seen where they've moved, which is convenient because I can walk up and start javeling them. If I say that, I might not be able to reach for the blasted wood. Think I caught them there? It's hard to tell. Get too close to that unit, it'll catch you. Don't know if that's good enough. 8.8. I mean, you think surely that would suffice. No, I'm out of range. That's a shame. Very, very short range javelins, which is kind of fair, I suppose. They're going to come forward. I'm going to start moving you around this way. One thing, when you have a long unit like this, 4 across, it does get a bit of a nuisance to position. I could charge them, I suppose, and give myself Radiant Shield, so I can take more damage. And with Raptor Aspect, I can actually kill them somewhat effectively. Yeah, go for it. Super aggressive Braves. They're ignoring us, that's fine. We'll pass again. Right, so I can pretty easily flank that unit there. Up here and just start getting through. Get to here well enough. What I'd like to do is ideally be in the position to see both of these units, to charge either or, but I don't think I can quite manage that. No, that unit's going to catch us unless I dedicate myself to dealing with it. I'm somewhat concerned this unit's going to hold, so I'm just going to park myself here and see what happens. Now, spells. We can either work offensively or defensively. So where do I rather these hit harder? +1 power. Well, we're power 2 base. Uh-oh. We go up to 3 on the charge. So I could make myself power 4. The difference between power 3 and power 4 against the defense 5 target is irrelevant. Because they get the same save, they get a 3-up save. So in that case, I may as well just Radiant Shield. Prevent any damage they chuck out from actually going through. And then just scooch around a couple turns. Here we go. We have the same skill. I have 4 attacks, well, 10 attacks with 4+ to hit. Good hits, and then it's going to be difficult to get through their save. So we kill 1 outright because of double wounds. We get a 5-up save. Radiant Shield saves us 1. Ah, that's unfortunate. They hold. Okay, the bruisers will have to help us. I was hoping to get lucky and break them in 1 hit there. They're still coming around. Pass. But you're definitely going to get... They're going to run towards you, so if you just want to wait for this to be dead, and then other units can come help us quickly, one would hope. Come over here and just start getting away. Right, you have to not move as far before you start twisting. Kind of want to be here, twist and look that way, because it will allow me to escape in that arc. I'll do that's okay. Spells improves, so they're power 5, 6 on the charge, and I can make them power 7, which again won't help us because it's 2 or more. Difference between 1 or 2 is irrelevant. You need 3 or more to reduce their save again. So this is more important. Giving them extra power now would help because it changes their save to 2 up to 3 up. Or I could make them slightly more durable. Power 4, defense 3, we get a 5-up save. It would be nice to be a bit tougher. I think I can win them in combat anyway from just a bruiser smacking them. So Radiant Shield reduces their combat res by preventing wounds from going through. Gives them better odds of running away. There we go. Better hits this time. No damage because 2-ups. I get 5-up save rerollable. Yeah, I take no damage because of Radiant Shield. Perfect. Hit, good hits, and then 5s. Yep. Kill another 2. So that should be enough of a win to break them now. Unless they're all double 1. No charges. They've re-aggroed onto us. I'm just going to pass. When the enemy has no shooting like this, you're free to just pass a bunch. They may rally. So just in case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shove these up here. I'm going to start javeling. Pause, and it'll be 2s, but each one that goes through is lethal. Because the double damage from Raptor Aspect also applies to the javelins. That's why it's such a good upgrade. Well, if I can escape their radius, I might be able to recharge that unit. I can. There you go. Definitely the majority of the back. I'll twist just a bit to make that more certain. There you go. I'm not being caught by those now. Majority in the back, and I can't be seen. That's Those dealt with. Spells. I could do this now, because there's no combat, so there's no point using that, so let's recharge. They're going to just run away anyway, so don't worry about it. Right, they're stuck, don't worry about them. So I would probably want you to start coming around this way. Slowly through that annoying wood. Have you get stuck in. They're after us, that's okay, because we're sufficiently fast, I think we can just escape them. Well, what's the range of my javelin like? Is it longer or shorter than their charge radius? It's about the same, irritatingly. If I'd be cheeky and be on the edge here, I can reach them with javelins and not be caught. Oh yeah. With the sheer number, it gets pretty brutal. So unfortunately, the double damage doesn't apply when it's single entity wounds, so you don't get like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 12 of them die. No, it's still 6. It only kicks in when you're damaging smaller targets. They, I think, can see me. It's going to be jolly close. So let's think about these two. We don't need any defense because they can't attack backwards, so we're going to give ourselves more power. A power 4, 5 on the charge because of the hand weapons, and we'll go up to 6, which does change the defensive saving throw they have to make, so that's worthwhile. If you want to come up here to get away from that unit, wood's slowing us down so much. There you go, Maz attacks, hits once, he's power 5. I still can't get one, never mind. And then here, unit doesn't have a lot of attacks. Again, they are orcs with bad morale, so they should. Yeah, almost always they'll run away there. Can they see me to declare that charge? Oh, it's close. No, it doesn't seem so. I guess I'll just keep charging them. I could take this, but why bother when you can just throw javelins until they disappear? In fact, I might be able to be cheeky and get a short range one here, because I can move a bit first, run by, and then get to there, so it'll be 3+ if it's short range, so just keep moving into them a bit. I might twist closer to them. Still 4+? Really? Okay, this is a bit mean. Well, okay, is it basically impossible to get a short range shot with these? Are they so short range? Okay, I've abandoned escaping combat now. I'm just trying to get the short range shot. Oh, it is 4+, because of course we're skill 3. I'm an idiot. Never mind. One more. Okay, I guess I'm having to take a battle here. I guess I could just run away so I don't have to fight them. I think I could finally escape them enough to get around here and flank. Okay, I can just about draw a line of sight. If I was a bit more precise, maybe I can do better. Self more movement on this end and twist some more. It's about the same. I can clearly see them though, and they can't see me, so that should be good. Here, same principle. Let's just hurt them more. Fiery blades. I magically command you to hit real hard. Maz defeated a heavy orc unit. Nice. They're basically all gone now. You'll hit those in the side, and you're going to run from those 3 orc warriors. They rally. Okay, how do I want to deal with this? You rally so you can just run away again when they charge you. In that case, I'd like to use Radiant Shield this turn because, well, Fiery Blades would matter because it makes them power 7, which gets us 3 over their defense. So a choice to make. Would I rather the extra damage output or defense? They get 4 attacks hitting on 4s, so they get 2 hits on average, and I'm defense 5, the power 4. The odds of me losing one of the bruisers is slim to none, so I think we'd be better off increasing our damage output. Max strength bruisers. In case they hold on, I guess you can kill them for us. Kind of go into either or option so you can be there and then deal with this or deal with this. Again, so the only thing we don't have is skill. We struggle to hit things. Yeah, it's kind of low rolls. When we do hit things, we hurt a lot though. 2 hits on average and no damage. We gamed that out correctly. Charge again, we're going to flee again, keep drawing them out into awkward positions. I could charge here. I'm just going to wait. They may just break on their own so I can ignore them. We're in a somewhat annoying position. Rally our braves. They do rally. Okay, I'll leave you with them then. That leaves you. We have another use of fireball. That may allow us to instantly delete the brutes without having to fight them. Over here, we get into a safe distance and chuck a fireball. 5 hits is pretty good. No, they rolled every single save and tanked it. Fine, we'll have to kill you the old-fashioned way. By that I mean throw 14 javelins into you until you disappear. Going around that way. I have to move a unit, so I'll just do this now. But you can't get too close to your allies, it becomes an illegal move. Still out of range, still out of range. That's so slow. 4+. Legit. Annoyingly, the other 2-up saves, they will just survive. I mean, do I want to just fight him here? It's not a terrible idea. Oh god, yeah, let's just get rid of him. No need to Radiant Shield, they can't hit backwards. Better hits, but we only power 6 this time, so their 5s will save them. They roll double 1, so we're going to get stuck in combat. Oh no, they took so much damage the enemy swapped to routing this turn, so they gave up. I lost a brave, what a shame. Mazdamundi himself is leveled. Here we go, so yeah, you usually get spells have upgraded forms, so we can go, our Radiant Shield has 3 uses per cast instead of 2, which I mean, with his ancient knowledge means I'm up to 6, which is pretty incredible. Recruiter, when you buy units, they immediately get ranks, but again, it's all magic on him. Let's just max out our magic potential. Nice. And the warriors leveled. They get their aspects, which are kind of interesting. Reroll 1s is kind of unnecessary when I've got so many uses of reroll all saves, so I think I'll go with poison attacks. We make it so if enemies roll 6s when I hit them, they have to roll it again. So it's the inverse of a reroll. It's a negative reroll where if you succeed, you're forced to roll the success again and potentially fail. Okay, and then health-wise, you're fine. 14 of 15 is good. Do I want to finally suck it up and give you a few extra guys? I think so, yes. We have a random event. An optional battle against rampaging giants. Give me a second. So, how would I handle that? I have extra power, I have extra defense, and I have javelins. I could use this unit to very effectively skirmish one and kill one that way. So yeah, I think if I stretch you out so you do more damage like that, and you can just... Well, if I'm never going to get into combat with you, I think it'd be better as a tight unit. Yeah, I'm going to give it a go. I think I can run around and overwhelm them. Seek them out, and we get a magic item. So I'm compelled to. We need more magic items on Maz. More. We're an absolute hoarder. Our mystical toad's greed for magic knows no limits. There'll be, lo and behold, a bunch of giants stomping around, and this terrain is going to be really bad news for us. We have to move around and hope for the best. Giant. So you kill that one for me. Just pass. That's as far forward as they can get. Okay, now I know. Annoyingly, if I come forward here, that probably means they can catch me. I'd like to start... Well, if I just stand where I am for now, maybe I can bait them out into a bad position. I'm just going to wait here. We throw a fireball at one of them while I have the chance. Go on then. Max fireball, very good. They have 8 wounds each, defense 6, so this is going to take a while. Good, I know where they've landed. Now, throwing javelins at these is actually a right hassle because of their insane movement range. Yeah, I can get up there and throw them, but I'm visible there, so I need to twist a bit more. 0.8. Okay, I'm out of range, and I think I can catch him. Yes. Paused it, and then any ones, but any ones I do to damage, so he's already halfway there. So we're just going to make him roll so many low-quality dice. Every one I get, just do more and more and more until he drops. I absolutely don't want to charge any of these. We're going to pass. Okay, now, their next volley probably doesn't kill that, I'm afraid. So I need to somehow stall, and it's not really going to be possible. Can you kill one of these? Your power 6 on the charge, their defense 6. You have 12 attacks with equal skill. You get 6 shots on average. You do 3 wounds on average. It does 2.5 hits back at power 7 if it charges. So what, 2/3 of those will go through, so 1.75 wounds. I do win, but then it doesn't break and we get stuck in a stagnant combat. I could reroll my saves. Yeah, I think the bruiser's going to have to be... If I give them reroll saves, I think I can overwhelm and defeat one of these. So I'd like to at least be close enough to use my charge backwards. So I'm going to have to move valiantly into their charge radius here. Yeah, it's annoying. They're waiting with these two, so I can't outposition them. Okay, I'm just going to have to suck it up and do this. I don't know why it's bothering to tell me it's short range. It's already 4+. That's as good as it gets. It should be 3+ when you get that close, but it's just not working that way. Yeah, I'm clearly within the half radius of the shot there. It will never go down. Yeah, I think it's just bugged. 3 good hits. 2 ones. Hey, we got him. Poison javelin victory, and start coming this way to help. Because that one's dead, I can now actually escape this. Hold on to all of those. They're going to need all the help they can get. Inch away. Turn by turn. The AI is a bit daft where it won't... It will move an inch forward, so I can move an inch away and stall these two for ages. Do you want to use this now while I have the chance to get my fireball back? I mean, I don't really care. Shield. +1 power would actually help because it makes me power 7. I have to make a choice. No mind. Okay. Yeah, let's use it now. I've got so many uses of my abilities. I don't think I'm too concerned. Super heavy infantry versus a monster. Let's see how this goes. Charge. I could just flee and have the Braves kill it. But that's a bit lame. Let's just fight. When are you going to countercharge? I can't fit... Oh, that's unfortunate. I'm so wide. Sadly, because the way this was hand out, I can't fit my base here. So he's going to charge me for free. So no, I'm going to flee. I want to at least charge back. Get to there, which is fine. Okay, this fight is happening now. Apparently, I can't escape. Bruisers rally, and they can flee again if they need to. That's bad news. I can't get around him to throw my javelins. They've got too much move speed. The movement range of the giants exceeds the javelin range, so I can't catch them. Yeah, right. Can I escape this big angry giant here if I come this way? Or just about, yes. Start wiggling in this direction. I suspect that wood is going to be a real issue for us next turn. Definitely safe there. Don't want to charge it, that would be pointless. And then none of these are relevant for now. We're just going to have to keep fleeing this unit because I can't turn around. It depends where this one lands, but I might be able to get a good shot with this one now. Yeah, you just back away from this one. Oh, it's going to be difficult. Hang on. I come this way and go straight forward. Yes, I can escape again. But it's going to be basically impossible to escape next turn, so that's all the time I can buy. Okay, that should be javelinable. I run this way and then turn. Yes, it is. Good, gotcha. And I think I might even charge in there and use my shield. Yeah, I'll do... Again, I'm just forcing it to roll a shed load of 1s, but it's better than... I won't run off the field yet, so maybe one more turn of throwing javelins at it, and then if I don't kill it, then I'll charge in. Leave that for now. Oh, you ran the wrong way, guys. You ran off. You meant to run that way. That's really bad news for us. The unit wasn't meant to flee the field. You are stuck. So I'm sorry. He's going to have to face the giant. Face the music. They're obviously on you if you want to rush over here. Well, with any luck, you can kill this one. Oh, it's benefiting from cover because of the woods. So we're going to struggle to hit. All my 4s disappeared. I just have to charge it and kill it the old-fashioned way. Charge there. Kill this one hopefully in one turn, otherwise that giant's going to be a serious problem. Okay, power or shield? Power over here is irrelevant, I'm afraid, because with power 2 we'll go up to power 3. Oh, we go up to power 4 which actually would matter because it changes his save from a 2 up to a 3 up. Whereas over here, power, we're 5. The power would matter because we get extra. The defense would matter. Oh, I'd love to use spells all over the place. I think it's more important that I kill this one instantly. So I'm going to give them fiery blades. And I'm just going to have to leave you to it, I'm afraid. Yeah, because then if it's not dead, you're going to get recharged and executed. So Maz does no damage. The giant stamps on 1 and loses just because we have so many attacks. So I can trust them to beat that in combat. And over here, excellent. They would have rolled double 1 and died anyway, but it was worth the certainty was more valuable than the risk. Now you're going to get charged in the back again, so I'm just going to skip. I'm going to run away and off the field. So I'm going to have you kill this, and then we'll engage this in a final duel. Right, here, what do I care about more? Defense or rerolls? I'm power 4, it's defense 6. Adding a power is completely irrelevant, so we'll just use our shield. Spell for every occasion. Here we go again. As does no damage. I take no damage even with the reroll, but we do kill it. Ouch, that was a bit unlucky. 1 giant left means they're wavering, so I can just run around a bit. They'll lose morale every turn, so I just adamantly not engage it in combat and I'll be fine. Two more turns, I think, and the battle's over. Could I defeat the giant in combat? Maybe. To get some, I'd use my spells to give myself an edge, but it would be a bit difficult. Over here. Move to routing, I presume. Now we can just skip. Got them. Skip the rest. Victory. We eliminated all the giants, just ignore the one still running around. So more XP, more gold. I think you're okay, that's not great. So we get 1 back for free and then we'll have 3 more, 11's more workable. Primal Fury, so unit has +1 power, a straight upgrade to Fiery Blades. So you have +1 power and you re-roll your attack rolls. I think the downside to it though is that it's potent, but in exchange it's 1 use only maybe? So again here, I think I'm going to stretch you now because I can use you as an aggressive unit if I need to. We have another battle against the mining crew. Okay, so there's going to be, they have their own ranged potential unlike all the other battles I've been facing, so they are going to get shot at a bit. I'd love, of course, for you to run on to whatever their ranged unit is, so go up that way. You hide behind terrain, and you go down the middle. Yeah, they have a dwarf crossbow unit there. Oh, and miners there. For some reason they didn't throw their... Oh, because they have just as short range as I do. They have explosive charges, which is basically a 1-use grenade, but it's kind of short range. So they're going to come forward. I guess what I should do really is use Radiant Shield on you now. You're going to get shot, in which case I can just run you up here. They're going to inch forward. Let's just stand where we are. Good, we can ignore them. And you want to rush. Sadly, if I move first, it means I'm not going to... If they move first, I'll catch them this turn, but I have no... I could stall with this unit and hope they come around this way. It's worth a go. My radius is good enough to shoot them, I suppose. Javelins apparently are better at shooting than... No, we're exactly the same. Mine and theirs. Okay, we're going to have to hit each other, but I've got shots every turn, whereas they've only got the 1 grenade once. So I will win a ranged battle in the end. And then just turn around, because I'm going to start running away next anyway. Joy being grenaded. Oh good, they do move forward, which then means if I do this... It was a waste of the shield, I'm afraid, but I think that's a fair exchange for getting an immediate round of combat. The terrain would have slowed me down too much to flank them. Send the bruisers in. We get grenaded, they do max damage, which is a shame, and I take a lot of casualties. We were a bit unlucky there. Okay, same thing's going to happen here, so I'm just going to my vengeance and start killing them turn after turn now. I'm a bit too close to those to be feeling comfortable, so I'm going to come down this way and do that instead. They're going to grenade me as well. Oh, again, they rolled 6, but it's much, much tougher with this unit, so we just chin it. Can I escape this way and flank them, do you think? Yeah, I'm pretty quick with my banner of swiftness. Gotcha. Now, I could throw a fireball, but there's more important things to do up here. Do I want damage output or do I want defense? They have 12 attacks and equal skills. So they get 6 hits. The power 3 and defense 5. I get a 3-up save. I take an average of 2 wounds and don't lose a bruiser. But it will be pretty close. I could guarantee I not lose one with greater shield, or basically guarantee. Alternatively, I can give myself defense 4. So the extra power makes me 7, which makes me more likely to kill them, and the reroll attacks makes me super likely to break the unit in one turn. So power output or defense capability. If I lose one, it's not the end of the world. I'd rather they just be dead and gone now. How much damage do I do, actually? I take 2 wounds on average. I get 6 hits. I'm power 6, defense 4. I do 4 on back. If I only win by 2, they're probably actually going to hold and start killing me, so I'm better off just breaking them in a turn. Primal Fury. Here we go. So 4s, but re-rolling. 6 is actually 9 hits, perfectly average. And it's now 6s, not 5s. And then it gets to hit me. I roll above average and take 1 wound. Excellent. It all worked out. I'm going to wait to charge here. Because I'm doing this now and I've only got 1 spell use, I'll use 1 spell here and I'll see if they rally and do them next. So the javelins. I've reduced my damage output per turn with those casualties, but we'll still win in the end. These do rally, so you're going to recharge them. And here, what do we want to use? More damage output, more defense. This has been straight. I mean, I might as well just somehow get rid of that and just go with Primal Fury every turn. Here, will become power 4, 5 on the charge, 6. So the power is irrelevant, but the extra accuracy from the reroll hits is obviously useful. They only get 2 back, which is going to do 1 hit on average. And I have a 3-up save. I think I'd rather just kill them. Good. And you stay there. Go. Maz fights, gets 2 hits, and then 5s. Maz sits on a dwarf, gets 7 hits, and oh, they saved 3, but they were forced to reroll their 6s, so they got even less saves. I do lose 1 in the return. Such unlucky. Broken. Kill this. I can't quite reach that yet. They rally. Well, it's not as though there's a unit of Saurus Warriors right there to help with that. Spells. I could give them more power now. Makes them... The extra power does give them a different change in threshold for damage output. Yeah, without the reroll hits though, it's a bit unlikely to hit, but good enough. You kill this one. So the extra power here is irrelevant. What I could do, to be cheeky, is I could use its range or close combat attacks, whereas this is just +1 power for missed attack rolls. Is that all attack rolls? Well, it works. Fiery Blades actually increases the strength of these, which is irrelevant because they're defense 4, but it's funny, so we might as well make them. If we did encounter something that was... I mean, when would it matter? I guess against defense 5 targets it's useful because they won't get their full save anymore. Difference between power 2 and power 3. Yeah, against defense 4 it's moot. You go again, Maz. Not this time. Couple Dwarf Miners left. And they're routing. 6 miners have had enough. Time to go home. Bit of chip damage here and there, bit of a shame. Probably have to heal those. Okay, the bruiser's leveled again. Interesting, there's some very good ones. Reroll damage saves of 1 is nice, but I have the defensive spell in case. Salamander aspect, if you take, when I do those flanks and I take 1 or 2, as long as the model doesn't die outright, you'll regenerate to full. That's pretty incredible. And then the extra skill is what you think it is. You get 3 to 4 and you hit more accurately. I'm going to go with Salamander aspect. So we have passive regeneration. And then the ambushes here. I could have more of them. I could give them reroll 6s for poison. More of them is obviously delightful for the you just get more javelins, more attacks, more damage output. The serpent aspect for 6s, most of the stuff we're rolling against, unfortunately, is we're only power 2, so they're going to be getting 3 up saves, maybe 2 up saves, so forcing them to reroll 6s doesn't add a lot of extra damage. I think throwing 5 more every turn would mathematically be more worthwhile, so I'll just increase the size. Yep, and now we definitely heal them. Oh, that's perfect, because they get 8 to 9 on each heal. So that's massively worthwhile, very efficient. And then here, I think we're going into Elite Battle next, so I'd like the maximum number of guys, or there or thereabouts. Yeah, I was right. So stretching, you can fight in 2 ranks max, so you might as well be like that to do more damage. And then these may as well be stretched out, because they can, if they are stuck in combat, they can fight more effectively. I can compress them and turn them into a pure skirmisher, where I'm just going to have them run around throwing javelins. 6 and 2, maybe a split the difference option like that. Shame in that I've still got, I might as well squash it, so I've got 3 ranks. Oh yeah, let's just go max aggression. Good. Okay, up or down? Well, going down gives me discretion here, because it gives me a choice of a random event or a fight, whereas this just gives me the one. So I'm going to go down this way. Gundrick Anvilhide, so we're facing dwarves. They will have a pesky unit of crossbows, I think, at the back I'll have to deal with somehow. Where will they be, do you think? Right on the side there? I'll have you run at them. You get behind cover and you stand in the middle. Oh, they might be over there. No, I got it right. Good, that's their ranged unit. So you go kill their ranged unit, and then I'll wiggle around this a bunch. They went before I could get Radiant Shield off. But as long as I don't take 3 wounds, there you go. Taken 2, that's terrible. But remember, I now have Salamander aspect, so those 2 wounds will heal for free. Just pass the rest, let them come forward. Okay, can I reach them in 1 turn to fight them, do you think? Yes, easily. Straight onto the handgunners. Otherwise, I guess you on veteran killing duty. Well, no, annoyingly they're defense 5, so my poor damage 2 javelins are going to struggle. Basically, both of those blocks are defense 5, so you're actually better off shooting into the berserkers. Ah, well, makes a difference to me. They come, run forward. You might as well now. Chuck a fireball into someone. Oh yeah, good damage. Very good. What do you get for not wearing armor? Charge and kill them. You're after me, that's good. I can just ignore you and throw javelins constantly. To do so. I think my javelin radius exceeds their charge radius, so yeah, I'm safe to do this over and over again. 2, so this is going to take a jolly long time, but never mind. In fact, I might seriously consider using fiery blades a whole bunch of times on this unit to increase its power output. Can I squeeze through there and catch them? Possibly, but I'm not going to. Rather, I'm just going to come this way. Spells, who do you want here? So I regenerate, so as long as I don't take 3 outright. So again, what do they do? 10 attacks, 5 hits on average, power 3, defense 5, I get a 3 up save, take what, 1.66 wounds on average, and I'm fine, and I just regenerate. So I think just killing them is more efficient. I think I'd be quite unlucky to lose a bruiser there. There you go, so 4s, but rerolling. 7 hits is actually 10, very good. And then I kill all but 2. But they do really well for hits, that's bad news. Got away with it, phew, 2. I don't lose 1. So I've taken 4 wounds thus far, and I've still managed to not lose a bruiser because of Salamander aspect kicking in. Annoyingly, we're going to get charged here. I probably just want to flee. I don't want to fight the Foreman unit because they have the same thing I do, where they get to reroll saves. Which should be terrible news for me. Pass. Or they inch it, it's all well and good. Do you rally? They do, phew, that's good news. Oh, but the game bugged again. They were supposed to be frozen in place because they failed to execute a charge. But for whatever reason, the game just sometimes breaks and they're allowed to move effectively twice. So what I'm going to have to do instead is I'm going to have to devote you to coming up here and eventually dealing with them. I'm going to have to flee again and go off the board. Here, none of these are particularly useful, therefore I guess I could allow them to charge me and use my Radiant Shield. They'd only be power, what, 4 on the charge, so I'd still get a 3 up save and I'd get to re-roll it. So I wouldn't take a lot of damage, I would lose, but my discipline is sufficiently high such that I should be able to hold in combat. maybe I can just hold them there like a tank unit. It will increase your power, so your javelins are more effective. They rally, I saw that coming, never mind. I guess you could come over here. Oh, those woods are going to stop that from working. If I had Jaguar aspects, it would be easy, but no, I'm stuck moving slowly. They see me that, yes, they can draw line of sight. So no, we'll just take our usual shot. Now 3s. Didn't roll any 2s, so it's completely irrelevant. Never mind. What I'd like is for you to really start shooting that one. You'd be much more effective. Okay, charge. I'm going to allow it this turn. Just past the start. They've locked onto the wrong target. Don't worry about those. They're after me there. That's an annoyingly good order choice because he's going to catch one of our units here. But if I just run this forward, I think I can escape. So, Greater Shield. 3 up save, rerollable, 88% chance of saving. Get around this bit of terrain here. Can I just go straight? As fast as I can't catch them, but I should be able to get away from those at least. Yes, I'm safe. Good. Can you come over here and start javeling them? No. Too slow. The wood is going to get in the way. Okay. I am going to commit to just running that way though, because I'd like to do this. Will they catch us? No, they've moved already. I'm umming and erring over nothing. I'm not going to get any damage output this turn, but so be it. He uses shield wall, so he uses his reroll saves, but that's ridiculous because I can't fight backwards, so they've effectively wasted it. So he's the one exception. The character is stronger, so I get a 4 up save rerolling. No damage, and then the unit. Not many hits, and then 3 up save, rerolling. No damage, perfect. So I will lose by 1 because of the flank, but unless I'm very unlucky, I will hold, and now they're stuck with me. Good, okay. I'm not going to charge them, I can just throw javelins until they disappear. We'll pass. For some reason, this handgun unit has locked on to my bruisers and won't shoot at anything else. The rest of the map be damned, so we can just ignore it. Well, in that case, you're going to run forward as far as you can, get out of his range, and then rear charge and kill them later. Spells, do I want more defense, or do I want to buff their damage output? Again, I'd have a 3 up save. They're down to power 3, which is the same threshold, so I think I'd rather they still be more durable. And then on the turn I go in, I can win by so much combat resolution that I can just break and kill the unit, so let's just make sure I don't lose one. It's a better guarantee of me not losing combat res, because I can just stand there. They may turn and kill my Braves, they may change priority target. There's nothing I can do about that, I have to go with this unit now. So I might as well do as much as I can before they turn. Decent damage. That's still enough berserkers left, I'm afraid, to kill my poor unit here, so I'm just going to run away. Hopefully they stay on. Good, they stay on the wrong target. Here we go. So the Lord again, 3 up save, no damage. And the units, 6 hits, 3 up save, no damage. Well, hey, my attack's back as long as I get 1. I'd actually rather they not run away here. I want them in place. There you go. They're not liable to with discipline 10. We'll eliminate that block now. Sadly, I got a bit scared and moved too far away. I'm not going to be able to catch them with this unit now. Don't think I can get over there and javelin them in time. Oh, I can. I'm lying. Well, hey. See if we can get them all. I can get them all. Perfect shot, guys. Well done. Right. Spells. What are we going to do magic-wise? Again, I can increase their durability 1 last time or give someone Primal Fury. Would probably be most effective on them with their high damage. Well, we're both power 5, we're both defense 3, so it's just a number of attacks. Unit gets 11, and then Maz gets 2, so 13. I think it would technically be slightly more effective on us. Would I prefer the reroll damage saves? We've been rolling really well, but I'm not willing to... I think I can hit them hard enough just to kill them anyway, so I'm going to go with durability. Taking no losses is fantastic from a kind of campaign standpoint. You can take more gold. Hit the Lord. There's a hit. There's no damage because of the shield. Our Lord. He'll just somehow sits on 2 dwarves simultaneously. Radiant shield meaning we only take 1 wound. The unit does pretty good back. And then our unit, yeah, we're going to wipe them. So they lose by so much. When you surround and break an enemy unit like this, if they fail a morale check, they don't run. They die to a man, which is fair, isn't it? They've got nowhere to escape to. They're surrounded and cut down. You can't legally declare that charge because you have to draw a straight line from yourself to the target, and we're in our way. So those 2 handgunners are going to get to shoot us. They missed twice. Haha. Okay, if you just want to scooch out of the way a touch. I'm going to use fiery blades on you, so your javelins do a bit more damage. And because you have salamander, you're up to full health tank again, so if their one attack into the side hurts you, you just regenerate for free. This way, turn with your higher damage output javelins. Still only getting 1 a turn because these veterans have remarkable saving throws. Yep. Same deal. You don't need any help to kill those, so just fiery blades here. Oh, do you think maybe Primal Fury would have given them rerolls to the throws as well? Back off, touch. These will probably be gone. I'm not going to be able to test it because once these die, they'll move to routing this turn. No, they held on. Well, I think it's going to bug. They're going to... Yeah, they surrender. It doesn't say routing this turn, but when it's there, it typically is. It just isn't correct. Okay, we beat the elite without taking any damage whatsoever. Pretty slick. Well done, Mazdamundi. Level up. Again, Recruiter's nice because you immediately get levels on new things you buy, but I'm magically compelled to take any magic option. So Primal Fury gives even more power. There you go. We get the spells, now we're upgrading all the spells, and his warrior units. Passively rerolls its own ones when it regens. That's pretty nice. I mean, I can just use the defensive one if I need it, and they're already defense 5. I mean, I'd rather just loot her at this point. I need a bit more cash. Okay, so you're healthy, and only missing 1 each, so that's perfectly reasonable as well. Lots of extra gold from an elite here at double the flat rate. 492 for the shop. Right, units. Oh, we can put him on. That's perfect. Mazdamundi for anyone who knows, of course, he's the magic slan, the big toad. He's mounted on a Triceratops. Slark, I think its name is, or something ridiculous. So, yeah, we'll take the big Triceratops. There you go. Toad on Triceratops, perfect build. And then we'll immediately buy its ranged attacks because they're useful. Okay, and then there's a spell. I'm compelled to take an extra fireball, so I've got 2 lots of fireball then. The Sword of Ruin fireball and the passive fireball. Good, so I have 3 uses. Okay, and then other things. I absolutely want the Curse Standard on the Braves, because if they go into combat, they can be super effective for a turn. Banner of Mist is nice on those in case they get shot. Banner of Fury is a very good choice for the Warriors. They get more power on the charge. I can't quite afford any of the item enchantments, which is fine, because they're basically melee upgrades, which we're not really going to be making use of. Good. There we go. I'm going to rename him immediately. I don't quite remember his name. I think it's the Stegodon's name underneath Maz, but I think that works. Everyone else is kind of positioned for max damage, which is good enough. Okay, and then here, I think we're doing well enough that I can just take more fights for more golden XP. Against a Goblin War Party. So they've got their own regenerating unit. Trolls, like my bruisers, come with passive regeneration. Right, you're now... That looks pretty cool. Got the frog on Triceratops back. How do I want to position this? Probably you in the middle, because you're nice and tough. You kill anything on the side, you skirmish the side, and you... Maybe the other way around, like that. Give or take as useful. Let it go. Ah, we have wolf problems. Okay. Lots of wolves, in fact. Let's pass, have them come to me. That's positioned terribly. I might be able to flank that one. You just go down the middle. Twist this way, because they might be able to rush wolves over here far enough to catch you, so just be like that. Okay, good. Am I fast enough, do you think, to get over here and flank that one? I am. So it'll all hinge upon where that one winds up. If it comes this way, it's got me. If it comes that way, I'm fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this one first, as it's obviously more convenient to... I need to be able to touch the woods in order to see through them to flank it. Ah, got it. That works. Obviously, the headache with this is that the trolls have enough movement to get here and counter-flank me. So I'm going to have to give up one of these positioning, either that side or that side. Let's move you first, then I'll put you into the flank. If the wolves charge me, so be it. I'm defense 7 for crying out loud. I should be fine. Just come up here and get into the side arc. That's far enough away from him to be safe. Now, spells. I have my little howder to shoot, so I'll do that first. Okay, we instantly do max damage and kill 4. That's pretty good. 4 wounds worth. I could throw... There you go, we have our fireball, or the Sword of Ruin fireball. Exactly the same. Well, that's definitely the most of those I've ever seen on a unit. That's incredible. We are this true magic man. Right, magic frog. I could throw one of those now. I could use fiery blades on you. It'll make you power 3. So when you throw your javelins, they get a 4-up save instead of a 3-up save, which I think would net more damage overall than the d6 I could get from you. So yeah, I'm going to do that. We'll fiery blades you now. Good, they move a unit that I can ignore, so we'll just come forward. I'm pretty sure you can instant one-hit kill this unit now. You get a 4-up save, and any one of these... Yeah, they would have done 5 and killed it in one shot. Whichever one they charge, I can probably just flee and kill them with the other one. Yeah, that troll unit still hasn't moved, which is a bit of a shame. So yeah, this works, but I think I'm in a terrible position to get flanked, so no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to come this way. Am I far enough? I'm not even far enough away to really be safe from the trolls. They'll have to be more like this. Now I'm safe. Yeah, they move pretty quick. They're the same move as me. Who are you going to charge? Well, I could just shove the Triceratops into their face. They'll charge back. They'll become power 4. I'm defense 7. I get a 2-up save. They can't bother me. Okay. Okay, well, just in case they're still there, I'll have to come around and rear charge them. You're after that unit. Spell-wise, what am I thinking? Can't throw fireballs, so either damage up or defense. I've got no issue from a damage up standpoint. No point in fiery blading. I could Primal Fury myself to be a bit more effective. I've only got 4 attacks. So yeah, it's not a terrible idea. The reroll, so I can actually do a bit of damage. Or Greater Fury even. So we're at power. Okay, they've moved. Right, I'm going to have to do something to stop that. So, well, ideally, you'll flank that one and you'll flank that one. So it all depends on where they wind up. Over this way, out of the charge radius of that. If I move far enough to escape its charge radius, I'm within charge arc of that unit. So what I'll do is I'll put myself there. If I go first, they can't intercept me, so it's worth a go. They do what I think they were going to do, which is perfect, because it lets me do this. I can rush... Oh, the woods are going to make me too slow. Yeah, I don't escape them. So close. No, I can't quite get by their charge radius. What if I'm more precise? 10.6? 10.6 makes me visible to them. 10.5, still visible to them. 10.4, even better in 5. No, that doesn't work, that doesn't work. What if I just came back a bit and then twisted when I got to here? So annoyingly, it moves me into their arc. It's stuck between a rock and a hard place. I'm still caught there, I'm still caught there. I'm just a bit too wide. I don't think this is going to work, I'm afraid. And 10.4, I can't get far enough to escape them anymore. What could do if I do this? Okay, so this works. Can I see them? It works in a way that it gets me there, but I can't see what's going on. I think that worked. So I'm not visible. I'm not visible. I can draw line of sight, I believe, so we'll give that a try. Well, that's really precise if I pull that off. Here we go. So Maz, who's now power 6 with the Sword of Ruin and Great Fury, the most vicious melee combatant toad ever. 1 hit. Does a wound. No, try slack underneath. It's every single time. Power 8 with Greater Fury. They're back. Anything but a 1. There you go, take 1 wound. Monstrous infantry, or rather monsters, heal 1 wound for free at the end of the battle anyway, so you've effectively taken 0 if you're at 7 of 8. Okay, so you can intercept those. And you can intercept that one. They've completely failed to do anything of use. You're going to come up here and javelin those to death. And then maybe the javelins count as like a close combat attack or something. Raptor aspect kicks in, dealing 2, 4, 6, 8 wounds, killing them all. You're not going to do anything. Spells is an interesting question here. Stay around. Physically, you're going to stay around here to hit the back if it holds on. Don't fireball the trolls. They have regeneration, so unless you do 3 wounds, they're fine. I don't think I really need any help here at all. They can't even kill me. They've got 2 attacks and I've got 3 wounds. So over here, 4 attacks from a Goblin Bob can kill one of these. I have the Banner of Fury, so I'm already power 6. That's bugged out a bit, sorry. Oh, that's a bit of an issue there. See, it's for some reason it's hovered. It's got both the Goblin Mob and Mazdamundi's unit card playing at the same time. Okay, I'm pretty sure they're power 3, defense 3. I'm just squinting at the screen there. So 4 attacks, get 2 hits on average. I could lose 1. I may as well make it so I don't lose 1. There you go. Can't shoot into combat, so the shots do nothing. There we go. Good hits and power 6. Yeah, 3 wounds. They quite literally can't hurt one of you. Here. Yeah, we're going to do our damage output isn't amazing, but the poison serpent means they reroll 1. 3 is rerolling. There you go. Take no damage. Good use of the shield. Break. Just leaves the lonely trolls. I could send them straight into the back again and have you deal with those. That's sensible. They're after you now. Well, I'll just run this one down. This is almost certainly going to contribute nothing. Yeah, they're too tough. Then I think I'll Primal Fury these. Rate of Fury just to cut through. They fail to rally, so ignore those. Well, if I just stand here, they can't even see me anyway. There you go. We're not going to get... Basically, they may hold here, so recharge these. Maybe one day I'll use the Curse Standard on that unit. Pause, but rerolling 8 hits, and then power 8 now. Rerolling 6s. So even if they roll a 6, they're then forced to roll it again, so... Slim to none odds of ever saving any of the damage we put out. I could charge here, I'm not going to bother. I can't. I'd rather rear flank them with that unit. Well, if you're not going to... Tell you what I can do, this might be cheeky. If I put these here, they'll probably turn around and face you. Spells, not really any points. They rally, okay. Well, I think I'd actually prefer to throw you in with your Curse Standard. Get rid of 5 more with a Javelin Strike. And then here, again, so they're just about drawn line of sight to you there, so I'll just move out the way a bit. I think that was just about safe forwards. I've made it a bit tight for some reason. I don't know why I've done this to myself. Okay, can I just move? No, okay. Oh, I could do that. There you go. Now we're fine. Just being respectful of the trolls. They do have a bit of teeth to them and they're quite tough with their regen. Terrible discipline though, so if you can get an advantage on them, they've had it. Like this. Big unit of bruisers recharging. That's a good shout. Here, they have pretty woeful attack power over there, so let's Fiery Blades them. If I get all 3 hits and all 3 wounds, you can get a troll. No, sadly not. New Curse Standard, so the unit has +1 attack. Only for the front rank, so it's now 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 21 attacks. Not re-rolling because I ran out of Primal Fury, but they still kill 12 wounds onto 7 goblins. Is that another no damage victory? Yep. The Braves' kill numbers are going to be preposterous, just endlessly slaughtering things with javelins. Health-wise, you're obviously fine, And then 19 and 13 is more than good enough, so we'll just leave that as it is. Good. Right, okay, and then go into the Act 1 boss. That's Prince Ias, yeah. So we're going to encounter some shooting. If only we had units that could regenerate and were tough as nails. Okay, so with this battle map, what I like to do, because there's that big block of passable terrain, I usually just stick the whole team on one side. It ensures that I don't have to worry about... I'd rather make sure If there is something ranged here shooting at me, I'd like you to be the target, so I'm just going to put them behind the bruisers. So we can somewhat disregard everything over there and just kill what's going on here. They've got a bolt thrower, which is going to suck. Okay, they moved the wrong unit first, which is good news for me. What I'm going to do immediately before anything else is great to shield these. I'm going to chuck them forward. And start positioning it. That's going to come around pretty quickly, but not so fast to reach me this turn. Do this and start chipping away at the spearmen. Now that it's moved, I can do this. I can guarantee I've got the... I'm not going to be bothered by the wrong target. Can't reach it this time, I'll get it next turn, but that's good enough for now. Good, now I can pass a bunch. They do shoot me, they hit every time, and they do double wounds, which sucks. Gotta go 5-up save. Oh no, they didn't convert any of them. If you saved just one more, it would have been 2, and then I would have healed it all. Very unlucky. They're going to come around here to stop me. I'll just put these forward to flank them later. Chariot will eventually reach us, but not yet. And there goes 25% of my damage output. No charges I desire yet. Pass. Okay, and he's moved himself into ideal murder me range. Again, I'm going to greater shield this unit because he's going to get shot again. Here's the problem. That's going to move around so far, it's going to reach here to intercept me, so I have to deal with that one. It's too bloody fast, the chariot. Ordinarily, I'd love to just be here and that unit. Well, I guess I could turn them around and have them tank it for me. So if you want to just chill here for a bit. Yeah, I'll do just hit the spearmen. Actually, what I'd love for you to do is shoot the watchers, because you can start reducing their ranged output. Okay, by 1/10, but you know, it's something. That's on it. In fact, you might even charge them. No, it's going to be a side charge, which it won't legally allow me to do, but whatever, that will suffice. They're getting in the way of their own allies, that's convenient. I've already shielded you, so if they shoot, we're okay. You're going what I can only describe as the wrong way. Right, we're all going to get possibly flanked and killed here, it depends what that does. So let's move other stuff first. I get onto him to start throwing these. I can't quite reach it for javelin range. This is an annoying turn. Just have you come over here. Again, 2 hits, so just 1 save, please. Oh, not again. Oh, come on, guys. Roll a 5. What's the point in using all the spells on you if you don't roll any dice? You can just back away. I know where those are now. I guess I'll flank them instead. They're gonna... No, that's a terrible idea. Can I slip through and hit the bolt thrower at the back without engaging those, maybe? Or maybe it's going to be tight. Then I can get enough charge radius without being stuck on the unit. Yes, I can. There you go. I can get to here. I could charge through them and ignore that unit. Cheeky. Yeah, they are going to get up here and charge, you know, whatever they want. Fair enough. I hope it's that unit. I really need it to be. Can't counter charge, so let's do... Not that, please. Actually, if I do that, they'll stop me. That first. Yeah, they do what I want there, which is convenient, and I'll kill that one. That will do okay for me. Don't worry about those at the back. Just pass. Okay, wait, spells. Offense or defense, so this or this. Now, I trust that you'll be able... This only got 2 attacks, so you quite literally can't sustain damage. So I'm going to leave you to that there. So this one or this one. You would benefit greatly from Primal Fury, of course. You could break that in a turn. This thing is going to be power, what, 3? 4 because of the hand weapon, and then +2 because of crushing charge. So power 6 against my defense 5, so it's going to hurt. It's only got 5 wounds. I probably want to use the defensive spell on these ones. There you go. Range forward. You're going to get javelined into submission. Because I have no interest in engaging a weapon master unit in close combat. It's far too potent. Start running away. That'll do me. Would you be better served just coming up here? Or no, because after that I can't really escape next turn, so let's just go this way. Can't twist preemptively for next turn, so I'm just going to have to be satisfied with moving straight. Here we go, Maz, do your best. Nothing from Maz. Take no damage, which is reasonable. They're going to be, they're going to be wet noodling me constantly with their power 3. Here we go. 3 hits, I get a 5-up save re-rolling. Which, wow, the Radiant Shield is just contributing nothing at all this battle. We draw, so now we will win subsequently because Chariots are pants after the charge. Over here, you get... Okay, you somehow drew with the Bolt Thrower. The mathematical rolling of our dice this battle has been absolutely terrible, so we'll have to... They may turn. I'm not that fussed. We'll just leave it. Just pass for now. Not fussed about you. You're locking onto the Braves. That's a-okay by me. Pretty sure. They're swift infantry, so their movement range is actually equivalent to my javelin range. But I think if I'm clever, what I could do is I can use the twist trick, where I can twist, get into range, shoot, do my damage, and I'm clearly visible, and then twist back out. Now they can't see me. These rally, it's liable with they're fairly high in. I could throw a fireball. I'll do the chip damage first. It's your Howder. I'll probably recharge you in a second. Who needs a bit of help? I could Primal Fury this just so it's dead quickly and I can move on to fighting this. That's probably the best use of my turn. They'll do 2 wounds to that, almost guaranteed, so just get through that now, would you kindly? Managed to take 2 wounds somehow, that's really not good. Over here. Re-rolling, good. That's more like it. Knowing you did roll enough 6s to stay alive. But they break, and when artillery pieces break, they die on the spot. Imagine the crew is fleeing the artillery piece and die anyway. Deal with those for me. You're definitely going to get archered in a second. I can't really stop that. They are annoyingly in range, but obviously I can fix this just by... There's a reason I freed you from combat nice and fast. They chose not to shoot me. Now, Watchers are actually super potent in combat. They have 2 attacks apiece, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14 attacks. And then they'll do... They're only power 3, I'm defense 5, which is pretty good. If I gave myself the shield, I'd be feeling a lot more confident about winning. So to use that, I'm run out of shield uses, so I'm going to have to forfeit damage rather than have to do this turn. Hope you win, and then next turn I'll be able to shield them when the fight starts. Push forward. Do that. Javelin. 1. Yeah, that's a perfectly average 3-up save roll. This way. Yeah. Maz kills an elf. That kills an elf. They'll probably rally with their high discipline. Yeah. Very lackluster turn of rolling. Defense 7, I'm not too worried long term. Intercept them here. You can deal with these here. Still on our case. I'm just going to twist a bit. Shoot to move. Move away. Okay, what do I want? Output here would be nice. They've only got 3 attacks and I have 3 wounds regenerating, so unless they all go through, we're fine. I think I absolutely have to help this one because their damage output is just obscene. For an archer unit, they're far too potent. Here we go. Maz gets 1. That gets 3 more. Good, that's excellent for combat res. I take 1 wound, which is functionally 0 wounds because we just regen for free. We may take 1 more now here. With no support, we might actually struggle here. Yeah, we do win at least, so they're not going to risk anyway. And they roll terribly, so they break. Perfect. And here, I do fine for damage output. Yep, here's the bit that sucks. 3 up, re-rolling. I'm not going to take damage in combat to bloody archers. That's more like it. Now, I could end up recharging a bunch here. I'm going to hold off just for a moment because I'd like to use spells on this one for a turn to help get through that. So I'm going to leave you where you are. And maybe some of these will rally, maybe these won't, so I don't have to waste spell usages. Push forward. Come about. Just leave it out of range for now, so do Or not. You just roll every 3 up under the sun. That one rallies, which is functionally guaranteed, so you stay with them. That one also rallies. Fair enough. You, I'm going to do this turn. I want you to actually get through those. Stop taking damage. Doesn't get one. Slack does get one because of the extra power. Yeah, I'm slowly but surely taking a wound here or there. But I trust you can now defeat 2 spears without any additional help. Now here, I'm going to charge and kill the watchers, because otherwise they'll keep shooting me. I'm going to hold off on this one, because once this is dead, I'll be able to get someone into the back arc of the spearmen and kill them without any risk to myself. Whereas if I charge here, realistically what could happen is they'll probably hold and then turn around and do all their damage to me. So just run around this way. Is there anything else I want to do? Increasing them. They're already power 6 because of their hand weapon and the Banner of Fury, so power there doesn't help. The rerolling hits mean they could kill them all more effectively. I could give them fiery blades. They shoot those more, but I'd rather just these definitely be dead. We're safe there regardless. Oh yeah, there you go. Takes 7 wounds. Minus 2 wounds left on the Weapon Master. Yeah, there you go. Maz gets them both on his own. No damage back. So we're at 7 of 8. Close enough. Here, yeah, the rerolls are useful. Make sure they're all gone. Just leaving this one lonely brick. Who do you want to face? Probably that one. Well, if I'm lucky, let's just test this. I might be able to come up here and yeah, I can immediately start javelling them. So let's fiery blades you. Actually makes no difference. I should have just thrown a fireball. Power 2 and power 3 is irrelevant here. Might even recharge them with the Braves if I'm feeling spunky with them. It's going to be over this turn anyway, isn't it? Yeah. Oh god, I'm gonna throw them in. Use their cursed hands and just chop the spearmen apart. Would it now matter? Power 2 becomes power 3 against defense 4. Nope, that's irrelevant. So I'd like that one, which I can't get to because I've used Ancient Knowledge already. So now I'm basically out of options. Moral support magic here then. They're running anyway, so don't worry about it. Standard for more attacks. The rest. Yep, lots of hits. Yeah, lots of damage. The newts are actually more effective against more elite targets. They don't do well against infantry. If I get 1 back for free, that would be... No, it didn't even give me that. So when I heal, I'm going to be stuck at 3. Terrible. Right. Slack level, the Triceratops. Extra wound, poison, or reroll 1s. The defensive ones are nice, but there's an upgrade you can get. Well, you've seen it already. If we get Salamander Aspect on Slack, all of these will become irrelevant because he's never going to die. So we might as well just take the damage output and wait for the other one to pop up later. Braves leveled. I can increase their skill, which means their accuracy with the javelins increases, so that's a lot of free damage output. The speed and ignoring terrain is also very good. Ooh, not Double Pleasure. It's one of these two. Would I like the ability to hit more often and be more accurate, do more damage, or the ability to maneuver and go through terrain and ignore it? I think, given our damage output is already nice and high, I think I would actually prefer Jaguar Aspect first. The ability to be in the right place at the right time, get out of charge radiuses, get into charge radiuses, particularly when we're dealing with monsters and cavalry moving quickly. The speed is going to be actually quite crucial. So I'm going to go with that first and pick up skill later. And then the bruisers. Skill or wounds is a very interesting one. Skill for the hitting, wounds. So wounds synergizes very nicely with their regen. So you go up to 4 each and are very unlikely to lose any. So yeah, I think I'll go more durability with those. Obviously need 1 back. You're fine, you're fine. And then do you want to bump the warriors up to full? Yeah, I think so. It's a bit small, that's better. Okay, I think that's the beginning of Act 2 and a good stopping point for us. So that looks like a very neat army. We've got our kind of nice versatile force. We're not leaning into anything too much, and it's all about Mazdamundi's endless magic spam. He's got more spells than anything I've ever seen in the game already. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If so, please do like, subscribe. It helps out the channel, of course. I really appreciate it. It's a good way of communicating what kind of content you like to see. So if it's more SOVL you're interested in, then by all means, please do let me know. You can leave feedback in the comments for any particular builds or runs you'd like to see, or if you just want to chat with me and others down there, that's great too. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.